Hello and welcome to my face. Today I'm making a video by request. Get something on your face. Drugs and recovery. I'm tiptoeing a little bit around this topic. It's difficult to sort of neatly package that. It's a big part of my life. So I'm just going to answer questions today. This is my security blanket, have you noticed? Giggly Pie asked, how long have you been clean/sober? I've been clean and sober coming up on 3 years. October 26th, it will be 3 years. Why did you take drugs to begin with? Was it trans related, like you felt bad about yourself? My parents met in recovery, so there's a debate, sort of a question, I guess, as to whether or not being an addict is hereditary. I think, it doesn't really matter what I think. First things first, my head is completely shaved around the back. Sometimes it looks like it's just here or that I'm like severely balding, but let's see if we can get the lighting today so that it's not, oh wow. Hi. I'm growing it out, don't judge me. Or we could just do this for a little bit. Drugs. We're not gonna be serious today, we're just gonna do this. What were you addicted to? I started out smoking weed and drinking, and it progressed to heroin and Oxycontin. Naked Munch. What made you realize you were addicted? I realized that I was addicted from a very young age. I started drinking and using when I was 12, and I got sober at 22. So that's 10 years. I was aware, yeah. What made me realize I had to stop. What were you addicted to? What made you decide to go into recovery? I decided to get sober. It was more of a... It's sort of the same as, like, deciding to transition. It was like, get sober or die. Or live in pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization. I came out of a blackout from opiates and alcohol by the railroad tracks. And it's not just like railroad tracks in town, it's like, there's like the beach and then there's like this hill to my place of work where I was working for a long time, and then there's like this place called Hobo Jungle, is what they call it. And it goes from the beach, there's like all these trees and swamp and jungle, and it goes up to the railroad tracks and there's trees and people who don't have homes. And I don't know, I came to and I was like, what? I had been drinking downtown with a friend and I was alone and very out of it. And I called a friend to come pick me up, and they were amazing. Their girlfriend was not happy about it and I was very embarrassed. And my mom was really scared and my family was just kind of fed up. I didn't have many friends. Even getting sober kind of made me realize conditions to friendships. Like, some friendships were really conditional. Yeah. What made you start doing drugs? I don't know. It's a difficult question because, yeah, I had a lot of trauma and depression and stuff, but I can't blame my using on anything. How much did it impact your life before you reached the point where you decided you needed help? It completely took over my life. I went into my first rehabilitation when I was 14. And then again when I was 17, and I got out when I was a week away from turning 18, and as soon as I got out I moved in with a friend and continued to take advantage of that friend and their family, and ended up homeless for a little bit, and then moved back home, got into another relationship where we were doing a lot of heroin, and it just escalated really, and it sort of went up and down. I don't know. I mean, I think that it's pretty easy to tell when something is controlling you. Like, I had no control over my life. I was a liar and a cheat and a thief. I was very nihilistic. Like, you'll see us talking about nihilism on the Working Title project coming up. I think I just really felt like nothing was real. Like, and I quoted Ani in that too, and that I just felt like life was a directionless and strange B-movie that I was just sort of like, guess I'll do this today. But getting sober was the best thing I've ever done. And there's no question about that. How did I get sober? I went to a meeting, and I'm not gonna say what kind of meeting because that's not appropriate. But I went to a meeting and I worked the 12 steps, and I got a sponsor before I worked the steps, and I made a lot of really good friends, and I completely turned my life around. And if I hadn't been paying attention to how I felt and getting rid of resentments and making amends with people and, you know, trying to connect with, like, the universe, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here today. And I have a lot of people to thank for that, but I'm also proud of myself for doing that. And, like, if you watch me, you know that that's sort of like a difficult thing for me to say. But it's true. I mean, getting sober, getting clean, taking care of yourself is something to pat yourself on the back for. So yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. A lot of people asked if it was trans-related, and I wouldn't say that it's trans-related. I do think that I had it was a constant battle between I hate myself and ego. Like, I'm the only thing real in this world and it's all about me, or I'm the scum of the earth. But just because I am taking care of myself and, like, working a program and I'm on testosterone and I'm living my life the way I want to live, that doesn't mean that I can just stop recovering. Like, I'm recovered, poof. Like, that's not how it works, and I don't want to give the idea that, like, I got better. It's still every single day that I am reminded, I have to remind myself that I'm an addict, and I have to still do work, you know. That's part of why I meditate and do yoga and reach out to people. I can't, you know, become stagnant in my recovery and just be like, oh, all better, because I will get sick and die. And I don't know how much sense that makes to a lot of people, or how seriously you can take me looking like this. But it's real life. Yep. The last question that I got was, did you realize you were trans when you were in recovery? And the answer to that is yes. I mean, yeah, I think I was in denial for a long time, looking back, but I came out as genderqueer when I was still drinking and using, and I got my binder and stuff, but it wasn't until I was almost a year clean and sober that I was like, oh, I can't grow up to be a lady. That's not gonna happen. And I do wanna age, so I should probably do something about the way that I'm feeling. My girlfriend at the time had a huge hand in that. She was an amazing help and source of reflection for me. She really saw me even at times when I couldn't see myself. Okay, if you have any other questions about that, leave it in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. And if you have a channel of your own, you should tell me about it so that I can subscribe to you and we can be homies. Homie. Drugs are bad. Go watch my next video and you can hear all about my singing and my transition.